What's up guys, Quick51 here, and I'm here to talk about NBA Playgrounds for Nintendo Switch. Let's get into it. NBA Playgrounds is a basketball video game developed by Saber Interactive and published by Mad Dog Games. And I'm reviewing the Switch version today because it's the only version I've got. But it's also out for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and it was released on May the 9th, 2017. So let's get straight into it. You know, NBA Playgrounds for Switch is a special case. Currently, it's also the it's the most far behind in terms of patches. What was promised at launch was a online mode. Currently, there is no online mode. It's lagging behind. The fixes that the developers have made, Saber Interactive, have been implemented in other versions of the game, like the PS4 and Xbox One. If you want to keep it updated, if you're curious, the developer has been very active and very vocal on social channels, especially the NBA Playgrounds Facebook page. So I know a fix is coming, but I'm gonna have to review this game as is right now. And in terms of graphics, the game itself is not great. When it's docked, it's serviceable. It looks pretty good. It's not going to be amazing or groundbreaker or anything. Thankfully, the one thing that matters and the one thing that they chose above all else was the frame rate. The frame rate is pretty solid once you get into the game. And but undocked, that's a different story. Undocked, it looks pretty ugly. It doesn't look very good at all. It looks like someone rubbed Vaseline on the screen or rubbed Vaseline on the camera. And it just gives a really weird look, and sometimes it works, stylishly. Sometimes it works, but unfortunately in this case it doesn't work, and it looks very, very rushed. So there are a few things I want to really bring up that were part of my consumer experience or player experience of this game. The load times are very long. They are substantially long, And for a game that's meant to be picked up and play, you take it anywhere you want and you want to play it, the load times really do stack up. I take a while just to get into the game. Thankfully, it does cut down after you boot the game initially, but it's still not good. It's still really long. So, graphics are serviceable, at least when docked. The characters look fine, but it's just the presentation seems really rushed, and I can see it really, hopefully they patch it in and make things better. We've seen other games on Switch being patched to be a lot better, whether it's frame rate, but we can see the opposite with this one. A good example is Bomberman. It used to only run at 30, now it runs at 60 by cutting the graphics down a little bit, but still the art style really carries it. In this case, I'd like to see a patch that improves the graphics and also have the frame rate still be solid. So we'll see about that. Sounds, music's great. Theme song's pretty catchy. I'll be, when I boot it up, I do get really excited. I like it. But in terms of music, it's pretty standard fare. I mean, sound effects are okay. The shots and the dunking and all of that stuff is pretty, pretty good. Not as explosive or exaggerated as NBA Jam or anything like that. But it's serviceable. It works. Gameplay. Now this is where my experience I'll differ a lot with a lot of people. I found this game really hard because I'm not really used to these basketball games or sports games in general. But I found this really challenging, and to me it's good. A challenging game means you learn something from it and you get better at it. But man, at the start I was getting my butt kicked so hard. But it's I'm just not used to having some shots take earlier than thinking from past video game principles, the longer you hold a shot, the more chance it'll go in. In this case, it's the opposite, so I'm fighting with myself. But the gameplay is fine. It's fun. You've got this shot, this it's like a kudos meter or a style meter, if you want to put it, in which the more dunks you do, that you get a random power up at the end. And it could be many things. It could be a star, which gives you extra points, or a guaranteed shot in, so you can use that as like a thing, like an advantage. I did play multiplayer, and it works fine. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a good pick up and play. It's just the load times are a bit weird. You know, like if you are picking up the Switch version, you're gonna have to like find something to do in between load times because they're very substantially long. So story, there is no story, and like, you know, the only like if you want like a semblance of story, it feels like you're a collector in a way, and you kind of just like, because there's a system in the game where you pick up cards, and it's like a gacha system where you get random players, and the more tournaments you do, the more matches you do, you earn experience, you level up, you get packs, and sometimes you get a rare, sometimes you don't. So, you know, there isn't really a story per se. It's a sports game, but like if you're making your own, like if I'm making my own, you're pretty much just a collector. You're collecting all these characters. You know, I'm not an NBA fan initiato, so I don't really know these players, but I know a couple of them. Like I know Jeremy Lin, I know, you know, the big ones. So it's good. Final verdict: should you get NBA Playgrounds? I feel like it's a big maybe, you know, like if you considering the Switch version is the weakest out of all of them. If you want to get NBA Playgrounds, I highly suggest other consoles, not the Switch version. I actually do not recommend the Switch version as is. If they fix all these problems by the time that this video goes out, I can pretty much recommend it. But right now, these glaring problems do stack up, and you know, it's just not, I don't think you should. At least not now. Like maybe later, if they fix it, and that's if. So, yeah, final verdict, should you get it? Not now. Not now. Maybe later. Maybe later, for sure. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, you know, a video a day. So hopefully that continues. Obviously, if the video doesn't come out, something big's happens. So check me out on social media. I have Facebook. I have a Twitter. Just come check me out, and you'll keep you posted. So anyway, have a good day. Peace. Quick51 out. Laters. Bye.
That was a missed opportunity. Snatched. Hey man, put down that